This is the Nightly Fix, powered by Foolish Club Media. Please head to our YouTube channel, Foolish Club Media, as well, and you can like and subscribe and get all of the content like this great show, the Nightly Fix. Last night, hey, Chiefs post-game show. Sutter and Rocky did a good job after that ass kicking the Chiefs put on. If you do not like and subscribe, I will then make you sit through that NFL weekend again. I will make you sit through it again because it sucked.
I thought it was fun. All my fantasy teams killed it.
Yeah, okay. There were no interesting games. There were no games.
Tucker Kraft, what a baller!
Tucker Kraft balled. Jonathan Taylor balled. James Cook balled. There are a lot of people who balled, but it wasn't no compelling games. I mean, did you catch last? I mean, do you know how bad it was last week in terms of like competitiveness in games?
It was rough. Even the Miami Dolphins blew somebody out.
Every game except one, and it's probably the shocker of them all. But every game except one was a double-digit spread, Serda. I was going to read these games to you. Kicked it off. Chargers beat the brakes off of Carson Wentz, who's done, 37-10. Then maybe one of the closer games, but still an 11-point game, the Texans and the 49ers 25-6. And I'm going to tell you, that game had a lot of feel of Raiders-Chiefs at one point, into the third quarter. Like they had
Christian McCaffrey's worst game when he's healthy since like 2018 or something.
Yeah, they had 4 consecutive 3-and-outs to start the game off. Like the time of possession, like the Texans had the ball for 41 minutes. But anyway, that's 26-15, double digit. The only one, Jets Bengals 39-38. Then Buffalo 40-9 over Carolina. Eagles 38-20. Ravens 30-16 over the Bears without Lamar. And like you said, Miami, hell, they blew out the Falcons 34-10. What was that? The Bucks played a bad game and still blew out the Saints 23-3. The Broncos beat the hell out of the Cowboys 44-24. Colts 38-14. They beat the hell out of the Titans again. Packers, this is a closer one. Still a 10-point game, 35-25. And then the closeout week 7, week 8, the Chiefs blew out the Commanders 28-7. I mean, what the hell was that? That was, you know what that was? That was a lot of, all right, man. Because I'm telling you, throughout the day, I'm watching that late window and just watching the Broncos beat the brakes off the Cowboys. There was nothing about that Bucks game that was appealing. I swung it over to House Hunters. And or not House Hunters, I'm sorry, it's a marathon of hometown. I swung it over there to Ben and Aaron.
I picked up the Bucks defense on a bye week. Had to plug and play them. It's a great move by me.
Wow, yeah, they got a touchdown. Yeah, you had a hell of a time. By the way, Steve, you probably won't be into this because you're a snob and you don't like real romance, even though this was nominated for awards. My show on Netflix came back. I ain't gonna lie to you. Second season, baby. I'm 3 episodes in already.
Who wants this or whatever?
Yeah, baby. Come on. Nobody wants this, baby.
Or nobody wants this. Aaron's watching it. I saw a couple episodes of the first season with her, and it seems enjoyable. I actually watched an episode with her last night after the Chiefs game, and it is funny. Like it's a good show.
See, I wanted to watch last night, but then I got myself committed to that stupid ass baseball game that I had to throw in the towel and couldn't finish. I will get to that a little bit later. I did. I had to throw in the towel at 1:30 on that baseball game, and I'm pissed because it ended the next inning. But no, I wanted to watch the game. Hey, I'm not gonna lie, it really stems from Adam Brody. He's my guy. That's my road dog. I mean, I've been with him. I'm sure he's been in shit before it, but I've been with Adam Brody since he played the iconic role of Seth Cohen.
The OC was his big break.
Oh God, I don't even know if he was in anything else. Listen, hey, he fought it. He struggled a bit, but he was absolutely my favorite character on the OC. And when he finally banged Summer, that like I was so happy for him, like and the character, like. But and then to know that they started dating after that, and then he was really knocking Rachel Bilson off. Oh, that touched my. But then, hey, he had some tough time finding work. I'm certain
he's bounced around, but he's a good actor. Like he's been in some good stuff. He really he tried to make it commercial with like big movies, and it didn't really work out. And so he's made a lot of like mid-budget.
Hold on. What was he in? That was he in Mr. and Mrs. Smith?
I don't know, maybe. But he's been in tons of movies. But really the last few years, it feels like he's kind of settled into these like small to mid-budget movies that, you know, aren't widely released. And then they kind of get popular on like Hulu or Prime or something. And he's made some really good ones. There's a movie called Ready or Not. It's like a horror comedy movie that he's in. That's fantastic.
I'm out.
Also made this movie called The Kid Detective that's tremendous. I've watched it like 4 times. It's a fantastic movie. I'm pretty sure that was a straight to streaming movie.
Oh, you ain't lying. He really did have a run there. He was in Mr. and Mrs. Smith. Thank You for Smoking, which is a great movie.
It is a fantastic
great movie. Shout out to Jason Reitman. Don't think I don't know a little bit now. In the Land of Women was a good movie. Wow. Okay. He did.
This movie called Grind. I think that was like right.
But then, like, I felt like his career went south when he was in that Paula Patton movie. He was in. It looked like a straight black star power. I mean, a bad like one that
he did. I feel like he had some hard times there, but he's really
man. Like. When I read,
he's probably in his 40s now. Like,
hey, I just want to read
rebounding and having a nice like twilight of his later years.
I just want to read this, man. He's in this movie where he is the only white person on the docket. I'm certain, man. I want you to read I want you to think about Seth Cohen, Adam Brody, and like where he is right now, right? Like he is like this show. I think he was nominated, right? He is in a movie. Serda, here are the other actors around him. Paula Patton, you know who that is, don't you?
Yes.
You know, Paula Patton, Robin Thicke's ex-wife. Derek Luke, Taye Diggs, Boris Kojo, whatever his name is, Trey Songz, and then Adam Brody. And then there's Lauren London, Christina Milian's in this. Lala Anthony is in this. Ricky Smiley is in this. How the fuck did he find himself in this movie? He is literally the only white person in this cast.
I applaud him for not being afraid to take that role.
I don't think he had a choice. I think you're right. He was on hard times. Jill Scott's in this. I mean, wow. What in the hell happened there, Adam? Like, God, maybe he's good friends with somebody.
You should watch The Kid Detective. I think it's on like Hulu or Prime or something. It's fantastic.
The Kid Detective? No, I don't know.
It's a fantastic movie. It's like a noir crime thriller, but it's like lighthearted and just really, really good.
Like, hey, but he is like this movie, he is nominated for Outstanding Lead Actor in a Comedy Series for the Emmy. And Nobody Wants This. Like he was for the Globe. I mean, he's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 nominations and a win for his role as the Rabbi Noah. It is a great show. And it is fantastic.
It's not really my style, but I don't watch an episode here and there with Aaron.
You know it's mine. Like Steve, I will fuck around tonight. And if I let it get away from me, it would be 3 a.m. because they are it's like 10 episodes and they're like 30 minutes.
Yeah,
and
I
you
would,
can
I would
just
bang that out in 2 days.
and
Easy.
you can just roll through that. I saw it out Sunday night. I went through 3, and then I have to start the next one to see what it's about. So I mean, it is a beaut. It is fantastic. I love that shit. That is one of my. I mean, it's a rom com, and the thought about it, a rabbi who is horny for regular love, and he's his brother in the show is hilarious. The tall dude, I can't remember his name, but no, it's a strong cast. And Kristen Bell is the other star, and her sister in the movie. I could not place who she was, and then I remember she was from Succession.
Yeah, Connor's wife.
Yes, but
Right.
she's a trip in this shit though.
She was cracking me up in the episode we watched last night.
She's a trip in this shit. But no, it's pretty strong. All right, the story of the NFL season, Serta, has been all right. I don't know if there's any great teams, but there's a lot of parity. And there are some real bad teams, right? I think the Jets are a really bad team. I think the Titans are really bad. I think the Raiders have moved into the really bad territory. I'm sure there's the Dolphins. But I don't think there is, like the Chiefs, the last several years were feeling like a great team. The Eagles last year were the feeling of a great team. The Lions last year, the 49ers in the last several years, then there's just been that deal in the AFC of really the big, I still would say the big 4, and then it's kind of slowed up with the Bengals, but that Chiefs, Ravens, Bills, like those have all been really good, great teams that you look at and say, like those are really good teams across any years. Right. Then the Eagles over on the other side, right? The 49ers have been really, really good. But this year doesn't feel like the Colts have the best record in the NFL, right? And they have the best point differential and everything in the NFL, right? And you look at that and you're like, man, the Eagles, they're the defending champs, but they have problems and they've lost some games that you would think they would lose, and they've won some games you feel like they should have lost. They won a game where they couldn't complete a pass in the second half. And so it didn't feel like there's any great teams. Serta, I feel like next Sunday we will find out for sure if we actually have a great team. Because I think the Chiefs are teetering on that, right? Like we had conversations on the Nightly Fix in the last couple of weeks where the way this is shaping up when they're completely whole, and by the way, they're still not whole. They won 28-7 last night, and they didn't have 2 starting offensive linemen. And you could see those positions gave them problems at times last night.
Last night.
Yeah, what the hell got into Jacob Martin? Anyway, but still, they win 28-7. And the thought is they will get Josh Simmons, we think, back from reports, and then obviously they will eventually get Trey Smith back. But you start to look, they have a top 5 offense and a top 5 defense, right? That is generally the signal and the sign of a great team. And you start to look at it, they've given up 7 points in their last 2 ball games. And then they gave up, 17 to the best offense in football, the Detroit Lions, the week before that. They have been playing. Now, they have 3 losses, and it is odd because they are actually right now the final seed in the playoffs. And really, they're only that because Jacksonville's on a bye, because Jacksonville has a tiebreaker over them with a head-to-head. But right now, they sit as the 7th seed in the AFC through, 8 games played. But they go to Buffalo next week. And if they handle Buffalo, And especially the way if they're able to beat them, if it's anything similar to what we've seen, like the Detroit Lions are a good football team and they handled them, right? The Ravens at that time, hell, they came in favorite in that game. They still had all of their parts. They blew them out. I mean, that game wasn't close, right? Like Mahomes wasn't playing midway through the fourth quarter. If they go to Buffalo and they handle Buffalo and their offense and their defense plays in the fashion that it has been playing lately, Steve, I think now the question of, is this just a year of all good teams and no great teams? I think that might go away, because if they go and handle Buffalo, I think the Chiefs are really scary, really scary.
I talked about it on the post-game show a little bit, because we know, like, these regular season matchups with Buffalo, like Buffalo throws everything they have at the Chiefs in these games. And it's why Buffalo has been really successful for the most part at beating the Chiefs in the regular season and then falling short in the playoffs.
And in fairness, sort of, sometimes they just beat the Chiefs, right? Like, they're just better on those
games. And
games.
sometimes they're just better than the Chiefs when they play in the regular season. But I don't think that's the case this year. Like, I think Buffalo has real problems on defense, and that was even before they just lost Ed Oliver for an indefinite amount of time.
Yeah. Did they lose Palmer too? Is he out?
I'm not sure, but
I think Joshua Palmer, they're free anyway. Go ahead.
But they just lose Ed Oliver for an indefinite amount of time. He is he's their best defensive lineman, like, easily. And
I think he's their best defensive player.
Yeah. And so that's a huge blow to a defense that already wasn't playing well this season, and a defense that has legitimate issues. And then offensively, their offense looks a lot more like the Chiefs' offense has looked prior to this season the last couple of years. Like, they're heavily reliant on the run game. They're heavily reliant on short, quick passes and guys picking up yards after the catch, because they don't have any speed, really. Like, they don't have any field stretchers on the offensive side of the ball. And now the Chiefs are coming to town, and the Chiefs are hot right now. They're playing their best football of the season, and the offense is explosive. And Rashee Rice looks like he is a game wrecker now. And Travis Kelce, out of nowhere, is, second in the NFL in yards for a tight end at age 36. And I feel like this is a game that the Chiefs should really find a lot of success in, compared to like previous years where Buffalo has given them problems, because I think the Chiefs are just a better football team right now, even though Buffalo's got the better record, and they're coming off of a monster win where they just absolutely wrecked the Carolina Panthers. I think the Chiefs are a better top to bottom team than the Bills right now.
Yeah. I'm not quite, and I think that is the case the way they're playing right now. I just think overall, like, I'm not quite ready to say like the Chiefs are a great team. Like, we've seen great Chiefs teams, right? Like, 22, when you look at it, they had the number one offense and their defense was trending up, right? That was a really good football team. The first year they won the championship, another really good football team. A couple of the years they lost, a good football team. But when you start to combine the offense and defense of the Chiefs, like that changes the game right now. Even though, and it's hard for me to shake off that they had 3 losses, although I think it started to become clear that they were obviously, not themselves. This is not the same team. But you look at it, man, they're number 5 in total offense and number 2 in total defense, right? And like you talked about with the, Buffalo, they're great in offense, number 2, but they're middle of the pack in defense, right? So, I mean, and that's with the schedule they played. I'm not ready to say that. I think they're contenders for the field, right? I'm not ready to say that. Man, if this is some sort of a double-digit win, which I don't expect, But although it is interesting, the Chiefs are favored. Isn't that crazy? The Chiefs are favored to go on the road. The team that is the 7th seed in the AFC is favored on the road to beat, which I think preseason coming in, one of the teams that people had in front of the Chiefs. No one thought this would be the case. But this is a not only a big game for the standings, but the rest of the league. Like, you look at this and you're like, Jesus, what are we going to do with these cats? Because as you talked about it, Serda, this offense is explosive again. And we watched it last night with Dan Quinn. We've watched it with John Harbaugh weeks ago when they first started getting right. Like, these cats are taking chances because they feel like they got to score with the Chiefs offense and they got to deal with the Chiefs offense. Dan Quinn, he did an interview after the second or third possession of the game. Damn it, they got a turnover. Like, they had 2 turnovers, 2 back-to-back turnovers.
Refused to punt the ball. Like,
did you
go for it every 4th down?
Did you hear his interview? He said, "We got to play on the edge. We got to play on the edge tonight. We got to play on the edge. We know who we're playing. We're going up against that team. We got to play on the edge, and we got to take chances." I'm like, and see, teams used to do that, Steve, but now they're playing on the edge and taking chances against this defense. Like, that's the other part is the Chiefs offense. Like, since the Chiefs have become this defense, we've not really seen the Chiefs offense be able to really feed the game to the strengths. And now, like, we got teams going for it on 4th down all day long. We've started with the Ravens going around on 4th down, and they're like, I don't know what the number is, Serda. The Chiefs have to lead the NFL in turnover on downs, like forcing turnover on downs. I promise, it's like they're getting 2 or 3 of them a game, and those are very much like turnovers. How many did they have yesterday? I know they had at least 2 turnovers and at least 2 to 3 turnover on downs. I mean, and that's because teams are afraid of getting down or giving the ball back to this offense like they used to. But now you're doing that against this defense. And fourth and 5, hell, they will 4th and 1 and go a go route that's just thrown out of bounds, right? Like, I mean, but the fear factor, like you said, just kick the field goal.
Yeah.
Like, just take the points, but you don't want to do that anymore because you feel like they're going to go down and, I don't know, 21 zip your ass in the second half.
This was the first half was the perfect situation for Washington to, like, get out to a lead and try to pull off an upset. Like, 2 bad turnovers from the Chiefs, and somehow you're tied 7-7 at halftime. And then the Chiefs just turned it on in the second half. And like, all right, we're better than this team. We're not playing games anymore. And they just dominated. And if Washington could have done anything in the second half on the offensive side of the ball, like, the Chiefs might have put up more points, because once they went up 28-7, it was over. Like, once they went up 21-7, it was over.
Yeah. Like, but this next 3-game stretch will lead us. Like, I think the Packers are close. Like, potentially not there yet.
They're still inconsistent.
Yeah,
I think getting Christian Watson back and him looking healthy is huge for them.
Like they could be, but I don't. But we'll see. They've got a couple of big games coming up. But this stretch, Serda, where they go at Buffalo, bye week, at Denver, home Colts. If they roll through that, Serda, obviously, if they roll through that, like we're talking about one team that's up here with everybody else below them. And they may not get the 1 seed, but we're talking about that with a team with 3 losses, right there. I mean, it is clear they've been the Super Bowl favorite for 2 weeks, and they've got 3 losses. They were 4-3 last week going into the game. And they've been beating the hell out of the teams. They're going the opposite of last year. Like, all of their wins are by blowout fashion, right? All of their wins are big games where they're not close in the fourth quarter. So, interesting. Real quick, are you Are you a Colts believer? 7-1, best record in football. They beat the hell out of the Titans one more time. They've got the best point differential in football, plus 116. I mean, the three good teams they played on their schedule, the Broncos, the Rams, and the Chargers. They beat the hell out of the Chargers. Denver, that was a bit of a technicality how they pulled that off. But they won. And then the Rams game, they controlled that game. They had a touchdown called back on a hold that didn't need to happen, and then by A.D. Mitchell. And then A.D. Mitchell did one of those drop the ball before he got to the goal line thing in a one-possession game. Are you a believer?
I think I am, because it's just, I think we've got a large enough sample size now, and I know that their schedule hasn't been as tough as like the Chiefs' schedule, but
or many schedules.
But I do think that we've got a large enough sample size that like this team is good. Well, I think even though their point differential is so high, like I still think the Chiefs are a better football team right now, and Mahomes is obviously the deciding factor in all of that. But the Colts offensive line is awesome. And Jonathan Taylor has been amazing this season. And their pass catchers, like, they've got a really good group of pass catchers. Like Alec Pierce is playing his way into a big contract this offseason. And Michael Pittman's been great. And then Josh Downs is another really good weapon. And then Tyler Warren has just made such a huge difference for them as a rookie tight end. But also, like, their defense is pretty good. Like, their defense isn't elite, but their defense is better than it's given credit for, specifically because of Lou Anarumo, who was the scapegoat for the Bengals, even though we knew for years, like, Lou Anarumo was a really good defensive coordinator who was doing a lot in Cincinnati with very little. Like, he was getting them by for years just based off of his scheme and the way he was coaching those guys up, because he's a really good defensive play caller. And he's made a huge difference for the Colts this season. So, like, I think they're a really well-coached team. I think they have pieces, and I think they're a legitimate playoff team, but I don't know that I'm buying them as like a legitimate Super Bowl contender. But they're
so you don't believe in them.
They're certainly one of the best teams in the AFC, but it's like, yes, Daniel Jones is playing amazing right now. Like, we just saw Sam Darnold do this with the Vikings last year, like have an incredible regular season. But then it's like, when you get everybody's best shot in the postseason, are we buying that Daniel Jones is going to be able to step up to that stage? Because I don't believe that just yet. But I do think the Colts are one of the best teams in the AFC easily.
Yeah, man, they're making it hard not to believe.
I think Jonathan Taylor makes such a big difference too. He's just playing absolutely out of his mind this season. He's been unstoppable.
Well, this is just the thing, man. Like, when they play the good teams that they played, right? Like when they, and I think the schedule thing is very, very fair, right? Like I definitely agree with that. But yes, they played the Raiders, they played the Dolphins, they played the Titans twice, right? They played really bad teams, but they have beat the hell out of those really bad teams, Serda. And then the other part that makes it feel very real and hard to just dismiss and just say the Daniel Jones thing. So I think that's a factor. But Serda, in particularly their offense, they look the same, Steve, when they've played against those other good teams, right? Like, it's not like, Dallas's defense. Oh, when they play Washington without Jaden Daniels, they look all right. And then when they play somebody else, they get the shit kicked out of them. No, this is a deal of when they beat the Titans, they ran all over the Titans and they did whatever they wanted to do offensively. When they played the Denver Broncos, who may be one of the best defenses in football, Serda, they go 6 of 13 on third down. They rush for 167 yards. They had 473 total yards of offense, no turnovers, and they put up big points when they played the Chargers, another team that we've seen they were number one in total defense last year. They played the Chargers, and I'm certain that Khalil Mack was back, and they played the Chargers on the road in that game. And when they play one of the better teams, they're 5 of 11 on third down, 3 for 3 on fourth down, rush for 120, 400 plus total yards of offense, and they put up 38 points. They look the same against the good teams they've played. And so, that's the part that makes the Colts feel very, very real, is they're doing this against everybody. Now, when they get in tight ball games, we'll see what happens, right? When you start to put pressure, and we'll see. And I'm certain the teams have tried to, hey, let's take Jonathan Taylor away and make Daniel Jones beat us. But as you said, with that offensive line and with the creativity of Shane Steichen in the run game, that ain't just easy to do. And we've seen all year long it has not been easy to do. The only thing is, because a lot of people have the comparison that you made with Minnesota and the Vikings. Well, the Vikings had the Lions and the Packers in their division. And so much so, they had the Lions in their division. And even though, what did they go, 14-3 or 15-2? Whatever they went, they ended up losing the division and had to start on the road. That's not going to happen to the Colts. Like, the Colts are not going to lose their division. Right. They may, right now they're trending to be the 1 seed, but even if they, lose a couple, because they got some games on their schedule where you could see it get a little bit more dicey, including a game in Kansas City about the team we just talked about. But like the Jags and the Texans aren't catching them. Right. They're not catching them in the division, I don't believe. So they're going to host a home playoff game, maybe more. They may get a bye. But I don't know, man. As you said, the sample size is so big, and even when they play quality opponents, it's looked very, very real.
Their offense is real, like
the defense, you're
100%, and then it's all just a matter of when they do go up against some really tough defenses, like, can Daniel Jones step up and make plays when teams just say, okay, fine, we are just simply not going to let Jonathan Taylor rip off huge runs against us. When everybody does that, or they start blitzing the hell out of Daniel Jones and the offensive line, which has been really good this season. Like, when teams start finding like the small things to try to exploit in this offense, can Daniel Jones step up and do what they need him to do in those moments? And so far this season he has, but again, they haven't played the best teams in football.
Yeah, they're going to start treating them the way that teams treat the Eagles. They're going to start just, all right, man, we're going to make Jalen Hurts beat us. Like, they're going to, like, what teams, and sometimes he does and sometimes he doesn't. So we'll see. They got a game at Pittsburgh. Another one of the tougher games on their schedule, just to kind of enlighten you on what their schedule looks like. They got a road game at Pittsburgh, and I'm certain, which will suck for them, Serda. If they were to lose to Pittsburgh, people will completely now just look at them differently and just say, oh, they suck, even though they're 7-2.
It's like, Pittsburgh's defense is garbage.
Oh, so. They should smoke them.
Yeah, I think they're going to put up a lot of points.
Yeah. Before we get out of here, and I know Shohei Ohtani is playing tonight and throwing the ball now, and the Dodgers, who just won that marathon game last night, pissed me off, man. I tried to, like, I am one sort of, when I get invested like this, I got invested, and I said, well, here, let me hang in here. Let me hang in here and watch this thing. We get to the 13th. We get to the 15th. We get to the 16th. And I'm sitting here, and it's 1:30. I've blown past being able to watch my damn show. Nobody wants this because I committed to the game. Now I got to see it all the way through. And at the end of 17 innings, I said, fuck, man, I'm out. I'm going to sleep. It's 1:30. I'm out. And then I woke up to see that them jackasses ended the game in the 18th. And I just really had maybe another 10 minutes to stay awake, and I would have been able to see that damn game through. But what we're seeing, and I know you're not even a baseball head, sort of. I know you didn't even watch the game. How many? They played 18 innings, Serta. How many times do you think Shohei Ohtani got on base? If you just
a 4.
9. 9. 9 times. He came to the plate and he got on base 9 times. All 9 times. Here was his night. He led off the game with a double. Then he hit a home run. Then he hit an RBI double to bring them to within 1. Then he hit a home run solo shot to tie the game in the 7th. 4 for 4. And then, Serta, they just walked him every single time after that. They never even let him swing. It could be a runner on base. It could be whatever. They just walked him. By the way, Serta, he's obviously he's pitching tonight. Right? He's starting tonight after that 18 innings. He's getting the ball tonight. And he is now sort of reached that rarefied air of LeBron, Tiger, and I would throw Kobe in there. And maybe you've got somebody else in mind. That there was significant hype when they came in. Significant hype when they came in. And maybe Mike Tyson is like this, but I don't know that he had the success to do what I'm talking about. But there was huge hype over a player. And they not only lived up to said hype that was just hard to live up to, but then they surpassed it. And I think Shohei Ohtani has, like Tiger, LeBron, Kobe, has surpassed the hype. This is different than somebody like Patrick Mahomes, who is the best player in the sport. But the hype for Patrick Mahomes, like he didn't come into it with the pressure of this dude's going to be the next best thing. No, it just kind of happened. Like I think Jordan was that way too. I think that like Jordan was the 3rd pick in the draft, right? And then there was hype, but not this kind of hype. LeBron is better than the hype. Tiger is better than the hype. Kobe, better than the hype. And Shohei Ohtani, better than the hype. This is ridiculous what he's done. That last game that he did against the Phillies where he hit 3 home runs and he pitched 6 innings and struck out 10 in the same damn game is insane. His last 2 home games at Dodger Stadium, he has been on base every single time. He is 7 for 7 with the 6 walks in his last 2 home games, and he's gonna pitch. Like it is incredible for guys to live up to or exceed the expectations like these guys have.
As as a real outsider when it comes to baseball, like it feels like when you come across like the special players in baseball, even like because baseball is a game of failure, right? Like you just have to fail a little bit less than the average baseball player to be a great baseball player. And it feels like even like the generational players that we've seen come and go over the years, like a Mike Trout, who's like one of the greatest we've ever seen. And now, it's probably like Aaron Judge is like one of those guys in that conversation. It seems like Ohtani is the only one who's just like, holy shit, that guy's just the greatest baseball player I've ever seen. He's like truly like, because even like great players, they have their moments, but baseball is such a game of failure that it's like even your moments of being exceptional are so hard to come by that like he's the first one I've ever seen where it's like, God damn, there's just nothing you can do against that guy. Like he's just gonna go out there and do whatever he wants to do, and you live with it and hope you can still find a way to get past whatever he's going to do on the baseball field.
He just scares the shit out of everybody and affects the game in a way that You remember me and Vern used to have these conversations where I would say, yeah, I think King Griffey Jr. is a little overrated. To be talked about in the fashion that he is, and he played 21 years and he made the postseason 3 times. Like in every sport, that's kind of how we judge. What do you do in the big moments? And I know the argument was always baseball can't be affected. You can't look at it like other sports. Baseball, one singular player can't impact the game the way the quarterback can, or the running back could, or the great NBA player can. Which there is some truth to that. But he blows that out the water, sort of. Like he impacts the game more than any player in the history of the game. And like everything you were just saying, like he fails a lot less than others. What it reminds you of is Barry Bonds. Like you remember when Barry was in that run where Barry was just untouchable, where it was the most amazing thing that Barry Bonds may get 3 hittable pitches a week and he would hit 2 of them out of the ballpark. Like, or he'd hit 9 hittable pitches out of the ballpark. And teams were so shitless. I know I've told this story to you before, but the greatest thing, and last night was the closest thing to ever rival it. The Arizona Diamondbacks were up by 2 runs in the 9th inning, and the bases were loaded, and Barry came up to the plate. They were up 2 runs in the 9th inning, bases loaded, and Buck Showalter walked Barry Bonds with the bases loaded and scored a run so he wouldn't have to face him. And they won. He walked the bases. He walked in a run to not face Barry Bonds. Like, I haven't seen that since Mookie Betts is hitting behind. Mookie Betts and Freddie Freeman are 2 of the best players in baseball, are hitting behind Shohei, and they don't even give a damn. They're not even taking a chance to throw it to him. They just, that man over there just keeps doing that every time he came up. Just throw his 4, send his ass on down. Throw his 4, give him his 4, send him down. And I mean, it's incredible for him to live up to it, though. For him to live up to that. Like you said, man, Mike Trout's a great player. And Mike Trout's run, like his prime Mike Trout, was one of the best we've seen. Serda, it's nowhere close to this cat. Barry Bonds is the closest I've seen in terms of fear. And as you said, damn, he seems to just hit it out or do it every single chance he gets. He doesn't miss like other guys. But Barry doesn't pitch.
Yeah.
This guy's he's got 17 strikeouts his last 2 games.
He didn't dominate every aspect of the game. Like, it's unbelievable.
And Barry, like there was a time when Barry did, but like he was like 2nd in the league in steals 2 years ago. Like he had 50 plus steals a couple of years ago. Right? Like he literally does everything. Everything. And he's pitching now, which is just insane coming off what he has done. Like, I'm serious. I was sitting down there watching the game, sort of, and I'm talking probably about after the 7th inning, and I'm like, I can't see the scenario in which I would pitch to him unless the bases were loaded. There was a runner on 2nd, I'm walking him. There was a runner on 1st, I'm walking him. There's a runner on 3rd, I'm walking him. There's a runner on 2nd and 3rd, I'm walking him. There's a runner on 1st and 2nd, I'm walking him. The only way that I would – no, I'm sorry.
If you're that pitcher too, like I feel like even if the bases are loaded, like if you got a couple run lead, like you eat the run, right? Like you just take one run in favor of, because if you're the pitcher, like don't put me in that spot.
Well,
don't let me be the guy that gives up a grand slam to Ohtani in the World Series.
But it was, at that time it was 5-5, so you couldn't do nothing. Like, like it was 5-5, and obviously the next run was going to win it. But no, I was just like, there's no scenario. Like, I don't care if it's no outs. and the leadoff hitter in front of him gets on, I will walk the go-ahead run to second base in scoring position to face, and I can't believe I'm saying this, Mookie Betts, who is an MVP and one of the best players in baseball. I'm just not fooling with him. Like, no, there is no only way. Bases loaded, and that's it. That's the only way I can pitch to him. And after that, you're just sitting there in prayer that he hits it to somebody. Like, that's it. That's it. That's pretty much what he has done. Like, he made, and I'll be honest, and you know this is hard for me to say, Steve. It is early, so I can't say it definitively because of the careers that Tiger, specifically Tiger and LeBron had. But Serda, he may be the best all time in terms of having major hype and exceeding that hype. Like, I thought when he came in, all right, this guy pitches and he hits. All right, okay, fantastic. All right, eventually, like what's about to happen with Travis Hunter, he's going to pick one of them.
Yeah.
Right? Like, and he may be all right. No, man, he may be the best. He may be the best pitcher in baseball. Like, he's ridiculous. He should win the MVP every year. Every year. Dude's fucking amazing.